Good morning, Pulaski County. Welcome to Fiscal Court. Hopefully, I think this will be our last official business meeting of the year. We're going to discuss that in a minute, but we always like to open our meetings in the Pledge of Allegiance, and today we've got a special guest, Sergeant Miranda Elliott, our night supervisor at the jail. Is that correct, Miranda? And she's volunteered to open us up in the Pledge of Allegiance. If you all please stand.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Okay. We'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. Our first item on the agenda will be approval of our minutes from our previous meeting, of which you all have received a copy. What would be your pleasure with the minutes?
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion by Wielden and a second by Wilson. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Is there any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, a few announcements before we get into the meat of our agenda. You know, we've had a tough week here in Kentucky, and a lot of hearts are heavy here, and definitely want to continue to lift up our fellow Kentuckians and other states as well that have been ravaged by these tornadoes. We're doing what we can from here in Pulaski County to assist. We've got Aaron Ross, our emergency management director, is over in Taylor County today working with Kentucky Emergency Management to assess damages and find out what role we can help play in cleaning up some of these areas. Also, I know there's a few efforts here going on in the city and the county. We're working closely with the Chamber of Commerce. They're going to be setting up collection sites shortly, and we'll have a trailer at our recycle center soon where people can drop off needed items that we're going to transfer over to the areas that are hit. And I know some of the school systems are also gathering things. They're stuffing a bus full of supplies to send over. So just it's a hard time, and we're very fortunate here in Pulaski County that we weren't asking for help at this point. It could have been us, and we've got to be sensitive to those around us and show love and compassion however we can. We're definitely blessed here, so keep them in your prayers this week. I want to talk to the court. I've got an opportunity, I think, with our ARPA funding. To be able to work on some roads. If I could get you all to work on a wish list, so to speak, of roads that you'd like to see. I'm not sure exactly the amount we're going to have available, but if you all can maybe put together a list of some roads that are priority for you to work on in your districts, we will try to, if you can get that to me, maybe by second court meeting in January, then I'll work with Hinkle and try to figure out, the cost of everything and how we're going to be able to do that. But hopefully we'll be able to use some of this money to improve your districts, because I know that's important to you. So if you can work on that for me for maybe the January 25th meeting, I'd appreciate it, and we'll go to work for you to try to help your districts. Okay, one item of business we need to do is our regularly scheduled meeting on the 28th of December. Typically, the last meeting of December we do cancel. If you all would like to do that, I think it's okay with our treasurer as far as bills and things.
I'll be in Florida visiting my grandbabies.
So I think we've got all of our business in order through the end of the year if we could cancel that meeting. Need a motion to do that.
Motion to cancel the next meeting.
Second.
Motion by Strunk and a second by Wilson. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Is there any opposed? All right. Next then we'll go to old business. We do have we took a bid for a dump truck, and we need to discuss that. You have, Frank's got that?
We actually accepted the bids, all of them from you, and Frank will discuss them with you. But here's the thing: whatever decision you make today, it's up to a 3-year lead time in getting the vehicle.
We got a bid from Kentucky Freightliner, and we got a bid from Worldwide Equipment.
Gotta love COVID.
Yeah. But it's a 36-month lead time, so
The Freightliner come in at $176,201 with no lead time. And then
You say no lead time on
no
that?
lead time. And then they bid, Worldwide Equipment bid a Mac for $169,423. And it actually says the lead time, estimated delivery would be 180 days on it.
We did make this clear that this isn't just purchasing a new one. This is to replace.
Yes.
Place the one that wrecked.
Yes, yeah. I just wanted to, in case.
Was there 3 of them, didn't you say?
Was this, was Worldwide and,
And that,
We bid a single axle and a tandem. Of course, the single axle's there a year out, with the Freightliner not having an ETA at all.
yeah. And, insurance is paying for this, correct?
It will, yes. We haven't
To replace
received,
the other one.
pardon me?
To replace the
To
other one.
replace, yes, We haven't received the insurance, payment yet, but yes, it will.
What, do you have a recommendation of what you prefer? You're the mechanic.
Oh, I'm all about the Mac.
Okay.
With, cause they did meet all the specs and there was some exemptions on the Freightliner bid. But with the no ETA on the Freightliner, I mean, the Mac's the only choice.
So we can go without it for 180 days and still get the Mac? Or do you need this Freightliner right away? Do
No,
you need one
there-
right away, or can we wait 180 days?
No, the Freightliner, there's not,
Ain't even gonna give you
yeah,
a date
we
when you can
don't, we
get it.
didn't have a
Oh.
date. Yeah,
Oh.
we don't have a date.
They don't have a date
Okay,
when you can get it.
that makes the decision easy then.
Yeah, do that, and they met all the specs, and they was under the Freightliner bid also, so.
Yeah.
Make a motion, we, buy the Mac.
Second.
We have a motion by Strunk, a second by Ranshaw. Do we have any further discussion? All in favor? Are there any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Frank.
Thanks, Frank.
We've got a couple guests here. First, I've got Holly Whitaker with Habitat for Humanity. If she'd like to address the court, please.
Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you, Judge Kelly and the magistrate, for allowing me to come and address the fiscal court today. I'm very proud and blessed to live in Pulaski County, and I always tell everyone I live in God's country, and I firmly believe that, and that our community is a very generous, giving place to live. But I was very shocked to learn a few months ago that approximately 20 to 20% of Pulaski Countyans are in the poverty level. About 13,000 people, and at least 800 of Pulaski County homes don't have adequate kitchens, heat, or plumbing. I'm a board member for Habitat for Humanity, and I'm extremely passionate about building homes for people who didn't even think they could have the dream of ever even owning one. For those of you who don't know exactly what Habitat is, I'm going to give you a brief explanation. Habitat is a nonprofit Christian housing ministry. We build new homes that are durable, healthy, sustainable, and energy efficient. Nothing used or hand-me-down goes in those homes. Everything is new. And that's all done at the lowest possible cost. But it's not given to them. It's not free. Habitat provides a hand up, not a handout. And also, once the family is approved to receive the home, they have to do 350 sweat equity hours to help build that home. And that just helps them to have an increased appreciation, pride, and ownership. And also, we help get them the lowest possible loan, a mortgage for 30 years. And the last home we just got through putting a family in last spring was at 0% interest. And that family was a family of 9 who had been living in a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment. And that 350 hours, that family was so overjoyed to get the home that them and their extended family, because we keep track of all the hours, put in 1,000 clock hours to get that home. And they're paying less on their mortgage than they were paying for that 2-bedroom, 1-bath house. And they take such pride and appreciation in that home. They put something on Facebook and hosted people in their home over Thanksgiving. So and those children are so thankful and appreciative. Our very first home was for a special needs child, and he had never ever had an adequate or appropriate bath because they had never lived in a place where they had a adequate bathroom. And we built them a home that has totally special needs. He has a lift and a handicap accessible bathroom, and his whole home is handicap accessible. And just a little side note, in Denver, there were more than 400 homes, Habitat Metro Denver families, and they saw that children raised in a Habitat home are twice as likely to go to college than the local average for smaller demographic and economic groups. And that home with the special needs child, his 2 older siblings are currently in college. So they went from squalor to something that they can be proud of and take ownership of and appreciation. We weren't allowed to have any fundraisers in 2020 because of COVID. And normally it takes us 2 to 3 years to build a home. The past home was the biggest we'd ever built, 5-bedroom, 3-bath. And it took us about 3 years to build it. And it normally takes about 2 to 3 years to earn the money to build the home. So we're really at a disadvantage because we have to start a home in March of 22 and have it finished 15 months later in July of 23. So we're really scrambling for money. And I'm coming before the court today to request $2,500 to help us build that home, to get it started. And of course, you know what building costs are too as well. So I just want to end with this. I always told my children this growing up, and I've tried to live by it as well. To whom much is given, much is expected. Thank you all.
I have a question. What determines the size of the house that you do build? What do you base
Well,
that
this
on?
one can't be near as big as the last one because we don't have the time to build it.
Is it based on family size
Yes,
or need?
yes, mhm,
Yeah.
yeah. And they're in the process of family applications right now. And it's quite a process to
Yeah.
apply and go over all the details.
What would be an average cost to build in one of those homes?
That last one was, I think, about 120,000 or so.
And you're talking about 5-bedroom.
Mhm.
But that was probably before COVID,
Oh, it was before COVID.
before COVID rates.
And we get a lot of things donated. We get services donated, and some people, groups like if fiscal court members wanted to come and help, we'd sure appreciate your any effort that you'd want to put forth. But I know like the Realtors Association came and helped paint and helped with drywall and stuff of that nature. But even high school kids, they have to be 16 to help, and they have to be 18 to have anything to do with a power tool. But yeah, there's different groups that help, and a lot of times we get the plumbing, and we have to have regular contractors for plumbing and electric, and so a lot of times we get that donated. We got someone to donate a lot of the drywall work in addition to all of our volunteers, so that really helps cut the cost.
Yeah.
But I think it was around 120, 130,000.
That's great.
Yeah.
That is
Oh, yeah.
great for that one.
And we had the lot, we had to buy that lot, but the city's given us 2 lots, and I know Dan had spoken to me that you all get land donated to you from time to time, so then, if ever you'd like to donate land to us, that would defray the cost of us buying a lot, and we could put that directly toward the house.
I happen to know the family that the last house was done for, so, and I remember going, the Morning Rotary Club went in there and put on the roof, the rafters on, or the
Yeah.
things on the roof that one day, and
Mm-hmm.
it was fun, it was interesting, it's a good, it's a
Thank
good,
you.
it's a
Thank you
good
for your
time and a
help.
good,
Thank you.
You get pride out of helping build somebody else's house.
Well, the oldest son's wanting to go to med school,
Yeah.
so, yeah. Any other questions?
Question is, do we have enough money in what is it, LEG? for-
LGEA. Would you,
Do we have extra money in that account?
if you will not start until 22,
March 1st.
March 1st, it might be to the court's advantage, since we have had unfortunately, we've had a lot of extra funds going out of LGEA due to the fact that people have had more need due to COVID. It might be something that we would be better off if you were able to put in the 22-23 budget. And if it would be possible to delay any help we could offer until July.
Oh, okay.
Is that
Well, I mean,
sounded really bad.
We'll appreciate any money we could get anytime, but of course, the sooner the better would be fabulous, but.
It's hard when we already have a
Sure,
budget
sure,
set for
of
the year.
course.
When we have a budget set, and then we've had a lot of, very emergency needs
Sure,
come through
sure.
due to COVID, and,
Exactly. Well, that would only be 4 months after we started, so I'm sure that would be, fabulous to do. Just don't forget about us.
We
no, I
also-
wouldn't forget you, but, if you could stay and I'll give you some
Okay,
information.
wonderful. Do that.
Can we also look to see if it falls under the guidelines of ARPA?
I doubt it would. In fact,
It'd be worth looking at.
well, it would be worth asking, but at this time, due to the questions I have been speaking with our financial advisor on, I would be willing to say I'm 90% sure no. But
It's worth,
I talk a lot anyway, so might as well,
if
Give
they
him a
say
few
yes,
words.
we may be able to get the money to them.
absolutely.
So we'll just make a commitment that we don't have to have a vote until, it'll come in the next
No,
budget.
the vote will come when we do budget.
And when'd you do that?
That's what I want to speak to you about.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Holly. Thank you for the work you're doing, too. I don't, Annette Bott, I didn't see her walking. She's not here, is she? Skip that one. I've got one that I didn't get on the agenda, but I've invited them to come up here. They're no strangers to the community. They've been here and doing wonderful work in our community for a long time. And I've invited Elsa Brown and Victor Catalino to come and talk about the Somerset Foundation. You've probably seen them working downtown a lot and doing a lot of ministry all over our community. And I just asked them to kind of talk a little bit about the Somerset Foundation today. And I appreciate all the work you're doing.
Thank you very much, Judge Kelly. Thank you for inviting us. All of you, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hearing what we're doing. Somerset Foundation is an international foundation. We're a Christian organization, and our goal, first, is education, and second is to help the poor and the needy. We have been working, every time that there is a natural disaster, we've been working there. Remember when Flint, Michigan had the water problems, we went in there and took 453 semis of water to them, full of water, and then we've helped various towns whenever there is some disaster. But here in Kentucky, in Somerset, we started working whenever the pandemic started. And we started working by giving food because we noticed that the elderly, they had their grandchildren. We have a crisis here of drugs. And I think that a lot of the kids leave the children with the grandparents, and the grandparents have a fixed income and they don't have enough money to go around with food. So we were feeding about 300 families weekly with groceries. And I don't know how many families we fed. When the school went back into session, then we stopped. However, anytime that there is something like for Thanksgiving, we gave away 300 turkeys. And we cooked half of them and half of them uncooked. And we gave all the extras for the turkey meal because we know that they don't have food. And we had many families that came in there and they were crying and thanking us because they said, we would not have Thanksgiving if you were not there. In addition to that, we have started an art studio. That art studio is to get some of the kids to get off the streets during the summers so that they can talk through art. I think sometimes kids don't have anybody to help them, but if we take them and we help them a little bit during the summer, all of that is free. We do like weekly camps. Lori Boyd is carrying this program through, and it has worked really good. Also, we help law enforcement, the hospitals, nursing homes, if they need translation. We're bilingual, and then we go and help anybody for free if they need that. I think that also we were really concerned on vaccinations. We have done 4 vaccination drives. We've had people at Outreach for Jesus vaccinated. We have done a 5K where we raised $20,000 to send to Africa for vaccination. And then we also had 2 more drives that we did with the turkey drive so that people could be vaccinated, and then another one that we did in our building downtown. We also have purchased a church in Cedar Grove and a house behind. And what we're doing there is we're working with the handicapped men that can live by themselves and can do something and can work. We're helping them and providing this housing with an overseer so that they can do and work and become progressive members of society. And right now, we're doing a drive where we're purchasing toiletries, water, and anything that is needed. We're working through a senator and through different people to take this to Maysville. I think that that's the most damaged place, and we want to help. So we're hoping that maybe we take 2 trucks over there with all of this. We have not asked for money, but people know that what we're doing, and we already are receiving money to help to go through the community. Our work in the foundation, since we're an international foundation, has been recognized in Romania, in Guatemala, and Mexico. We are working in Romania with the European Foundation, and they have given us funds so that we can continue working with the Gypsy community and the poorest of the poor. Our goal is to eradicate poverty. I think it's difficult, but extreme poverty is what we're concentrating in. You know, there is poverty, and we'll always have poor, but it's not right for kids to eat out of the dump or out of garbage cans. And it's not right for the kids not to have food because their parents are on drugs. So we really concentrate on that. And our motto is, let's be proactive to change the world. You can change your life, and by that you can change the world step by step. The world needs people like us to stop poverty. So I thank you for giving us the opportunity to talk to you. And we want to continue working in Somerset. If there are any needs, Judge, let us know. We are here. We will raise the funds that we need to help the community. Thank you.
Amen. Amen. Well, I just want to give thanks to God.
Amen.
I came to this community in 1989. That's a long time ago. And I found so many wonderful people here. I see our great sheriff. And one time I was on the inside of the fence until I came to Somerset. And I gave my life to Jesus Christ.
Amen.
And my whole life changed. It was just the love of the people of this town. And I was able to go to Bible college. And when I came back, I started helping the community. And I remember the late Sam Catherine. He was my friend. You know, and I felt so good. And I just started helping the courts, interpreting, and helping the poor people, anything that we can do for the glory of Jesus Christ. And with Elsa, we got together about 23 years ago. And so we've been doing interpretation for the hospitals, for doctor, for anything, helping the Hispanic, helping the American people. All of those that are poor, that needs help. We've been there for them, not necessarily just the Spanish people. You know, we have a church, Outreach for Jesus. Everybody thinks it's just Spanish, but it's Spanish and English. And we have a lot of people that come by and they get fed the Word of God. They get food, whatever. Sometimes we have to put them up in a hotel, and we'll do anything that we have to do. Our lemma in the church is Galatians 6:10. Do good to all men, especially those of the household of faith. And that's what we've been doing. And thank you, guys. Thank you for the opportunity.
You all have any questions for?
I just have a comment. I've been following you guys for years, trying to help out where I can. And I'm just glad we have an organization locally that not only wants to help the local citizens, but Somerset reaches all over the world because of you. So I just wanted to say thank you for what you guys are doing.
Well, I've invited them here for a reason, and I've known them 20 or 25 years, I think, is when I first met them. But they give of themselves every day and beyond measure. Nobody I've seen gives more to the community than they do. And I've asked them today to come and receive our highest honor as fiscal court, which is our Pulaski County Colonel. And if you don't mind, I'll present you, and if our magistrates want to gather around behind, we'll like to get a picture with you, if that's okay. But we appreciate all your.
Do you have someone here to take the picture? Janie? Amber does.
It's a small thing, but it's just basically,
Frank, do you have
this
your
is
phone?
our way of saying we appreciate you.
Give it- And Frank will too,
And Victor, I hope
for
I've
us.
got everything spelled correctly. Let's come up here with the court background, if you don't mind. And, thank you for your service.
1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, court, for allowing us to do that. Okay, let's see. Next then, on the agenda, we've got a few road committees we need to set. We have, Jesse Lane and Schooley Lane have requested to come into our county road system, and then, Dogwood Drive has requested to be taken out of the county road system. So, let's see, Jesse Lane is in the 4th, is that correct, Mark, over there by the church?
Yes.
Is that- So I'd need 2 people that would volunteer to be on committee for Jesse Lane.
I will.
That's to extend it.
I'll do one too.
Wilson and Wildon will do that, okay. Yeah, that's just to extend, it's by the church there. We own part of the road, but they're wanting to extend it because they've got another center on past the church that they're wanting to be able to include in that road. So then Dogwood Drive, then we'll need a committee that will go and look to take that out.
An update on Dogwood Drive, we're only taking out beyond where our current road ends,
Okay.
into the woods, that's set as a, so it's not taking out the whole road, it's beyond the current road. So just update on that.
Is that close to Jesse Lane?
No, it's down in Omega Park.
Oh.
But you'd enjoy that country.
You can put me on there.
Okay,
My wife's from out there. I've been out there before.
all right.
Did you say you and your wife?
Jason,
Yeah, I'll go.
somebody, you want to go with Jason on that
Be
one?
something with the first district,
let
that's
me.
what Kenny and I did on dates too.
And then finally, we need a committee for Schooley Lane, which is out off of 461, and by the old Oscar Carter store there, isn't it?
Behind the Jack Shack.
Behind the Jack Shack. They want to bring that in.
That's the 3rd district, is that your? I will.
Branshaw, do we have someone else would go on that one?
I will.
Strunk, all right. If you all would just report back to Amber, then she can set up hearings for that. Thank you all for doing that. We do have one item there, new business, to discuss property, but I'm going to wait until the end of the court meeting because it will require we go into an executive session for that. So we'll move that back to the end of the agenda, which will allow us to get into our department reports. First, in the road department, you've got a copy of your road work request in front of you. What would be your pleasure with the road work request?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Ranshaw and a second by Strunk. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Is there any opposed? Motion carries. And then we also have a request for 500 tons of hot mix if it's available. I know they're getting close to shutting down the plant. Motion by Wilson, second by Ranshaw. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Request for 3,000 tons of rock.
Second.
By Wilson, second by Wilden. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
We're on road list, can I make a comment? I seen that, I guess we're getting some of the project roads for FEMA started,
Yes.
Long Hollow, and I just want to say thank you for that. Where we stand on FEMA money?
We've actually received some money for the ice storm, but what we've got to see is they mail it in and we take the checks, and so now I've got to go back and see which projects it's attached to, but we are receiving monies for the ice storm.
I just mentioned that to Dan right before court.
Now, that's to say is, we just finished the ice storm, just now getting into the flooding.
So we still got a ways to go to get that
And a lot,
paperwork
and a
in.
lot of paperwork.
And money, yeah, and money that we have received is not near what we will be receiving for the ice storm. Because if we get all the FEMA money for the ice storm before I retire, it's gonna be a major accomplishment. Just saying.
I understand, but I noticed that project getting done, started down there on Long Hollow, and just want to say thank you for that, and
Everybody.
hopefully we get these other
take that for
projects
what you
going
want.
soon.
That means I might not be here long.
It's a long process. They've been working very hard, very diligently, and having meetings
So
weekly to work through this. So I appreciate all the work that Dan and Joan and Aaron and Becky are doing on this. And
I just want to
Jason.
say thank you for getting that started.
Thank you, Mark.
I mean, I've been asked questions about it, and I noticed.
Well, we even actually had to go towards appeals. I mean, we spend countless hours with the paperwork, and then the federal government love them to death, and they'll say, well, what was you budgeted for with personnel to begin with? So then they subtract what we budgeted, then they kick it back, then we had to appeal it again, and roughly we'll receive probably 60% of what we turned in. So every bit helps, but it is, I mean, it's time consuming with the paperwork and the emails and stuff, but.
Well, we'll move on then to our sheriff has a couple items for us.
Good morning.
Morning.
I would like to request a motion to amend the budget to reflect the ARPA salary increases for the sheriff's office.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Ranshaw and a second by Strunk. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
And I need a separate motion to amend the maximum salaries on the budget.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Turpin and second by Wilson. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Is there any opposed? Okay, motion carries.
On behalf of the employees of the sheriff's office, I'd like to thank the court for those salary increases with the ARPA money. It made a big difference in their lives. I appreciate it.
Sheriff, we appreciate your service and all of our first responders that have given everything they've got to make this community safe and protected. And I just wish we could reflect that more. I know the court feels the same way, but it's just, we do appreciate you and all of our volunteers that we've got in the court with us today too. And people at the jail and our dispatch center, you know, all the people that are working together, EMS, police, just, it takes a lot of committed individuals, to keep this community safe, and we thank you for your service.
Appreciate it. And, you know, we're very fortunate to live in a county that supports the sheriff's office and police officers and first responders all in general. So, and people express that to us all the time, but when the employees actually got a bonus that they could put in their pocket that made a huge difference for them and their families, it was a big shot in the arm for morale. So I thank you all for that.
Thank you.
And just for clarification, for the sheriff and the clerk, it's a wash. What went out is going back in of their budget, because that's the way we had to work it.
Judge, you, I think, need to sign this too.
Yep. Just leave it here at the court if you need it. Okay, well, moving on then to our county clerk. Linda would like to address our court.
Repeat.
John says, say repeat. Again, I thank you, court, for what you do for my office, myself, and all of Pulaski County. And I'm here to ask for a motion to amend my budget as well. If I can have that.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Wheeldon, a second by Wilson. Have any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries.
And I'd also like to ask for a motion to accept our salary cap amendment that will accept these ARPA funds to my staff.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Turpin, second by Ranshaw. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. How's the work coming at the new branch?
At the new ranch? Well, I worked down there yesterday. I had some girls went down and my department heads went down and done some cleaning and got a lot of stuff torn up and out of the office. And they did come and get the safety deposit boxes, got that all out. Thank you to the jail for sending us some inmates to finish up the painting down there, so we got that all done. If we can get the flooring finished up and get some cabinets and countertops in there, their countertops are delayed. I don't know how much longer that'll be, so we may end up having to just do something else. I don't know yet. Still trying to decide on that, so.
I've heard a lot of feedback, and people are really excited about having the drive-throughs available for
Yes, and my
public. And
branch manager down there says the same thing. People are gonna come in there and they're so excited about that place. They just can't wait. She says they keep asking, when is it gonna open? When is it gonna open? So,
coming soon, right?
yes, coming soon. And it is a good thing, and thank you for the work you did on the concrete down there and extended that drive out of there. That helped a whole lot. We just got a lot to be thankful here in Pulaski County, and I'm glad to be a part of that.
Good. We appreciate you, Linda.
Thank you.
Next in with our jail. Rod, I guess you're going to speak on behalf here of the jailer.
Judge, we've got a couple of things to go over with this morning. First thing I want to do, I want to introduce, I'm humbled today to get to travel with two ladies. Miss Nikki Weaver, y'all know Nikki. Nikki kind of sees things through over there through the day shift. She does a lot with court, does a really good job. And then, as I've told you, the daughter that I never had, Miranda Elliott, she is there. She's a night shift supervisor and just does just a super job. And, you know, as I always try to say every time I'm here, take a chance to get to know them. They're special people and they do a great job. With that, I'll move into, the first thing we have here is an agreement. For the last several years, they've been doing business with Southern Health Partners. They've been providing the health care over there. The jailer, Lieutenant Bellamy, Lieutenant Russell have explored some other options, and we're going to, with the court's approval,
into an agreement with Western Kentucky Correctional Health Care. They're out of Benton, Kentucky. They're local, or I mean, well, they're not necessarily local to us, but they're in-state. And along with that comes a savings on a conservative side of $56,327, and we think that they're going to be maybe a little more than that. In the beginning, we're kind of in a unique situation, Mike, where we're right there in that health, or with all those doctors' offices and stuff. You would be surprised that the nurses that are leaving the jail that are going to work for, like, some of these other doctors' offices. There've been some that went to VA, and so they had to, kind of redo the salary structure on that. And this will be for a one-year agreement, or for a one-year agreement, and that will begin on January the 1st. If you have any comment or question, we'll try to answer them on that.
It's nice to see that we actually are saving money on medical instead of, with the cost of everything going up. When I got this agreement, I thought for sure, here we go again, another price increase on medical. But you surprised me, and you guys did a great job negotiating this contract.
Well, again, Mark, a lot of credit goes to Jalen McCullum. It goes to Lieutenant Bellamy, Lieutenant Russell. They spent a lot of time with these folks and, making sure that we were comparing apples and apples. That's the thing. Sometimes with some of these things, whenever that there's a savings, you're giving up something. In this, I think that we didn't, I'm safe to say we didn't give up anything and probably gained a little bit. Yeah. So, I think that it's, overall, I think it's a very good agreement. And I think, again, we were trying to be conservative with the savings on this of $56,000, and the other side of this is going to be paid for with the monies that we are getting from housing contracted inmates from other counties. Yeah. So, that's another plus to it.
Rod, all I ask is someone make sure that when you do finalize everything with this company, that they are well aware of our billing. Because we don't want to get behind, or, we want to make sure if they're saving us money, we want to make sure they get paid properly.
Absolutely, and that's one of the things that, well before that this, because
we've had problems with them.
We can't have that lapse,
No, absolutely not.
We've got to have somebody there, to make certain that whenever that these folks start in, so absolutely, we'll make certain that.
Because we can't pay what we don't have, and.
We want their service, we want them paid.
Yes, we do.
We'll do whatever we need to do there.
Thank you. I know you're persuasive.
Oh, no.
So we need a motion then to allow them to
Motion.
this contract.
Second.
A motion by Ranshaw, second by Turpin. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries.
All right, with the next item we'll have here, you all have saw over the last few months, actually it's been an ongoing thing for the last, Judge, 4 years, to try to get a piece of property, Mike, that laid right there behind the jail, to where that we could do some training, and luckily with SPEDA, and a lot of credit goes to Mayor Keck, and a lot of credit goes to Chris Girdler for making that thing happen. But we're here today to say that has finally been finalized. Everything is done. We're going to enter into an agreement with the court's approval. With that, it is payment is going to be $1,667 a month. Again, this is going to come from monies that will come from other counties. So again, there's going to be a little bit of savings back there that's not going to necessarily come out of the jail fund. And that will be for 2 years. And at the end of that, we have the option to buy that property for the jail for $1. And,
you saw, there's a lot of interest in that. There's already been, with some of the things that's gonna be done over there, there's already been 2 welding classes, Martin, that's went through over there. Not at this building, but I mean, down at the, college, and hopefully over time, that will be something we can do in-house over there, among some other things with some educational programs and some soft skills training, Dan, and things of that nature. I think it's something that you'll see dividend that will be paid back to Pulaski County, Jimmy, not just in money, but something that goes down for a lifetime, Sheriff, you know, that with changing the lives of some of these people. You know, I tell people all the time, it's not saying that they're bad people, they just make bad decisions sometimes. And hopefully with giving them that extra steps that they don't come back. So with that, we would ask the court's approval to enter into that agreement with them. And if they're-
Before the court votes on this, Jailer McCollum had sent me this lease over to review,
Yes, sir.
lease purchase, and I had sent him some information back, some corrections or changes that needed to be made in this. This is the original one he sent me without the corrections. For instance, there's language in here that the county would indemnify the sellers, which the county doesn't indemnify people. There's language in here that states that the lessor would have access to the property at any time, which obviously it's a part of the detention
Right.
center, so you can't have that in there. Those were things that I had pointed out to Anthony, and I don't know if he got my request back over to SPEDA and their attorneys or not, but this.
Martin, I think things, I'm sure that he has.
Yeah.
And things like that, if we can do whatever you need to do on it,
Yeah.
I mean, that'll be certainly
So, of
something.
course, those are my suggestions. SPEDA's council may disagree, so, about taking them out or not taking them out, but
Well,
I think the court could probably
Can we
vote to
make a
approve it
motion?
conditionally
yeah,
that the items that I requested be taken out, that SPEDA agrees to that.
so I'll make the motion. I think it's a great thing. I think anytime we can get somebody out behind bars and to work and, you know, and a lot of these folks have family that's in jail. Anytime we can get them productive in the community and take care of their families, I'm all for. And I was told by Anthony that a lot of the renovations of the building will be done by actual inmates and stuff like that, because I know that they said there was, from what I read, there was a lot of renovation needed to be done to the building too, so.
Mark, you can be assured that every bit of labor that we can use from over there will be done in-house, absolutely. We will, you know, that we're gonna do this as cost efficient as possible. And I mean, I don't wanna it's one of those things where we've basically got an endless supply of help, and we're gonna take advantage of that.
Absolutely. So my motion would be to approve this agreement pending.
We've already got a motion on the
Oh,
floor, I
do we?
believe, from Jimmy, don't we?
Oh,
Yeah, with the changes.
okay.
Okay.
Then I'll second that motion.
Okay, so we got a motion from Wilden, a second from Ranshaw. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries.
Judge, I have one other thing. We are doing, as we enter into the last month of the year, kind of a detail of what work has went on with our inmate program over there this year. You all have got a copy. I'll quickly run through this, but, you know, we did 121 cemeteries this year. There was mowing. There was 10 weekly mowings, 4 bi-weekly mowings, a lot of down on 27, places like that. There was total, the numbers of, and just that was 4,666 hours. And as far as trash pickup, Mark, there was 906 miles of covered this year. And, you gotta consider that actually didn't start till probably February or March because of COVID restrictions. In addition to that, we've been able to help Linda with her things at the renovation they've done it through the clerk's offices down there. We've helped City of Burnside with Christmas Island, things of that nature. Eubank, City of Somerset. We've done a little bit through the 911, and we have tried to be a good neighbor to anybody that we could have been. And Ms. Whitaker, that's something I'll offer up to you. I don't know if there's anything we can do for Habitat for Humanity, but we'd certainly be willing to sit down with that conversation to see. And with that, I'll pass along that Jalen McCullum, he wanted to be here this morning but had something to come up, and he asked me would I come, and I said to get to drive right over here with Nikki and Miranda. I mean, you can twist my arm, but I'm gonna go ahead and go. And with that, I want to say one other thing. Martin, our friend Jamie Comer, the devastation over in western Kentucky, that's his district. I mean, you know, they're dealing with a lot over there. We want to remember those folks, and as a farmer, I'm certainly glad, Jimmy, to see that the ag community is really stepping up to help them over there. And on a personal note, a lot of you know my wife has been a little bit under the weather, and I appreciate the phone calls and text messages and that. And with that, thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you, Ron.
Thank you, Rod.
Prayers are with you, Rod.
And if y'all will allow me, Rod gave some praises, and I want to echo. Now, certainly with Chris Girdler and the mayor, they've been very helpful with SPEDA, but I want to give credit where it's due, and it's to the court here, because when I first came into office, we knew we had a stagnant economic development program in Pulaski County, and this court, majority of the court here, said we've got to fix that. So we started brainstorming on how to do that, and that's where the idea of SPEDA was birthed, was right here on Pulaski County Fiscal Court. Then we went to the Industrial Foundation and said let's fix this problem, and we brainstormed with the men and women on that board, and it took a big effort. And as you know, in our second term was when the mayor came on and said he liked the vision that we had cast for the community, and he became part of that. So I'm thankful for the mayor that he's been a big part of. Thankful for Chris that he's really passionate about economic development in our community. But I'm thankful that this court had the vision and knowing that we needed to make changes. So it's making a big difference. So we just had our annual retreat with SPEDA and laid out a lot of plans for the upcoming year. There's been a lot happen in the last 2 years since it was actually formed. And if you get a copy of the impact report that they put out, it's amazing to see all that they have done and all that they're doing. But many more good things are coming this year. So I'm proud of what we've accomplished in SPEDA.
I like the little videos that SPEDA puts out.
And Jimmy, they're doing that. They are promoting Somerset and Pulaski County to the world.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, Connor Logistics is here because of a video they saw. You know, Horse Soldier is here because of a video they saw about our community. We've got another announcement getting ready to come, hopefully in January, of a national chain that is here because of the promotion of Somerset and Pulaski County. And for once, I think we're seeing a cooperative effort on all levels, collaborative effort. You know, cities, county, nobody's fighting each other. We're working together. The schools pulling, the hospitals pulling. Everybody's wanting this community to do better, and it shows. And I think the world's taking notice of our community. So it's things are good, and you all were right there at the launching of this. So anyway, we'll move on. I just didn't want you all to not get credit for that when you mentioned the mayor and Chris. So they're a big part, but you all started that. We need to get Mercy Management to ask permission to advertise. Stacy, you have, or who's here to do that?
Doug,
Doug's here to do that. Okay, I'm sorry.
it's actually equipment that's lost during the fire.
I knew Aaron was out, so I wasn't sure who was asking.
Aaron, as some of you said, is over in Taylor County. We've got 8 of our people back over there again today with him. So what I'm asking to get the approval to bid on, we had 2 instruments that were 2 of our main ones that were lost in the fire. They're very expensive pieces. In speaking to the insurance company, these two pieces together are usually run for between 80 to 100,000 a piece. They now make one instrument that does the job of two. And in speaking to the insurance company, they wanted me to go ahead and get the approval from the court to bid it out. And it'd be a tremendous savings to the insurance company as well as a new piece of equipment that would better serve so we're going with one instead of two is what we're trying to do. And that's what we're asking the court for approval to bid.
Motion?
Motion by Wilden, second by Strunk. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed?
Thank you all. Again, all that money will come out of the insurance thing, so there's no cost to the county. Thank you all.
Thank you. Brings us to Jones' report for us.
The general report. The first item I have is the bill list for the month of December.
Motion.
Second. Motion by Wilson, second by Strunk. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
The next item I have is the bank reconciliation for the month of November.
Motion.
Second. Motion by Ranshaw, and second by Strunk. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed?
The last item I have are fund transfers. I have 3 of them. The first one is to the jail from the general fund for $300,000. The second is to the emergency relief fund from the fire fund for $210,000. That is 3 years at $70,000. And the third is to the general fund from the fire fund for $300,000.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Wilden, second by Wilson. Any further discussion?
I just want to say, just so people understand, 3 years ago, this court, when I first came in office, we decided to set up, with the help of the fire commission, I went to the fire commission and asked their permission to actually set up what you see here as the emergency fund. That fund is created, we created that to have an account ready in case what happened in Western Kentucky. We're gonna have, this account will build to $1 million. And that way we have $1 million on hand in case a disaster happens in this county. So this was a great thing, and I appreciate everybody's backing me on getting this done. As we can see, they're gonna need money out there in Western Kentucky. And we always just figured out that it may take months or years for FEMA to pay. So this is a great thing we did with this county, so I just wanted to thank everybody on that again.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And let's see, we do have little business to discuss in executive session, but as far as our other agenda, that completes that. So you all are, we'd entertain a motion to go into executive session.
Motion.
By Ranshaw.
Second.
Second by Turpin. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed? And we will be discussing real estate and pending legal. We'll entertain a motion to come out of executive session.
Second.
By Wilson, second by Strunk. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, in executive session, no action was taken. However, would like to request permission from the court to advertise for bids for ambulance that we look at purchasing.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Strunk, second by Wilson. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Motion carries.
I'll work to get, with Steve Eubank to get the
Specs you need.
specs I need for that. Chief Eubank, I guess that's what he's called.
Well, then, with no further business, we'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Wilson, second by Ranshaw. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
So do you, Peter.
Let's go smoke.
It's over now.